Welcome to More Patience, More Impact, More Income, the podcast for real holistic medical practitioners who want to grow their high-impact, high-income practice without selling out. And now, here's your host, Chris Axelrad.
Welcome to More Patience, More Impact, More Income. You're listening to the third and final part of the series. Let's jump back in. Here's Chris with part 3 of this 3-part series.
Here's the key. The more that we center our power here and stop looking for confirmation or denial of our power out here, the more powerful we become. I hear people say this all the time too. Well, this happened, so maybe the universe is trying to tell me da-da-da. No, the universe isn't trying to tell you shit. The universe doesn't care about you. This is, I'm being real blunt about this, but that is an infantile narrative. It's an infantile narrative to think that the universe, that there's some external, powerful universe thing that actually is thinking about you and is thinking specifically about what you need and what you don't need. No, you are the universe. You are the one thinking of the needs and the things you need and don't need. The universe is simply a manifestation of the love of existence. What you perceive as being outside yourself is just this big ocean of love and mercy and kindness. And you get to decide. You have complete freedom to project whatever belief or thought you want into that space. So someone who says, I think the universe is giving me a sign that maybe I shouldn't rent that space. Take a step back and just take ownership of that and say, you know what? I'm getting the feeling and I think that I probably just don't want to rent that space. Take that power back. Take that power back for yourself. Like you have a really slow week one week. Maybe the universe is trying to tell me I need rest. Maybe the universe is just trying to give me space to do a little more of my marketing stuff. Maybe the universe is trying to tell me that I suck as a healer. Maybe the universe is trying to tell me that I'm not meant to do this. Maybe I'm being punished for something I did 2 weeks ago. So what you're doing is you're looking for power. You're giving power to what you see. And all of it is just thoughts in your mind. That's it. Own your thoughts. Say to yourself, why am I thinking this? I mean, for instance, maybe I'm having a slow week because I suck as a healer. Maybe I should just have a different career. That's the knowledge way. The knowledge way is to see something and take that knowledge and then try to make sense of it. The power way is to say, I'm thinking, am I really meant for this? Is this something I enjoy? Is it worth it for me to keep doing this? Those are thoughts that put you back into the seat of power. If you're having that thought, like I had a slow week, maybe I just suck and maybe I should give up because maybe the universe is telling me that I don't deserve to be successful. Have the guts and the courage to just turn that around and say, I'm thinking and I'm generating this thought that I suck, and I'm thinking and generating this thought that I don't deserve to be successful. I own it. That's fine. And maybe I believe it. And maybe I'll act on it. But it's going to be me. It's not going to be the universe. It's not going to be anyone else. It's not going to be some, do I believe there are, spiritual entities in this world? Absolutely. Do I believe there are angels? Do I believe there are all these different levels of consciousness and being and existence? And absolutely. I believe the earth itself, I can't even begin to comprehend how it thinks, how it feels, what it feels. I just know this, it's incredibly loving and kind, and it's incredibly ruthless and exacting. The sun is obviously some type of very enlightened being, in my opinion. I don't know. And the way we perceive sun through our five senses is this big ball of light in the middle of the galaxy, in the middle of the solar system, that has gravity and keeps us warm, and really is the source of all. If you think about this, really think about this for a second. The light of the sun is the source of all the data and knowledge that exists on this planet. All of the information, all of life itself is derived from the light of the sun, the energy of the sun.
If you're ready to fill your practice and keep it full without the stress and overwhelm, then get instant access to your free autopilot patient attraction playbook now at www.highimpactpracticesystems.com/autopilot.
So to me, that projection of that energy, that projection of that data, that projection of all those wavelengths and all of that information is coming from a insanely enlightened being. So yes, I believe in those things. So I believe that, yes, sometimes, like I know for a fact that my grandmother, who has passed away many years ago, definitely still is in some kind of communication with me through my dream state, because she'll come visit me in my dreams from time to time. Is that my mind projecting it? Maybe. But I think that the way that the interaction feels to me, there's definitely an interaction with some aspect of her energy that's going on. It's not just quote unquote me. So yeah, I believe that you can get messages, but at the same time, it's really important to understand that every thought you generate in response to anything is a thought you are generating. Take full ownership of that. Take full responsibility of that. That is power. That is power. And the ability to run a successful clinic and the ability to have an impact on somebody clinically comes from the same fucking place. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise, and don't let any thought of your own discourage you from being massively successful in your business and in your clinic, because there's a part of you that thinks that somehow that diminishes you as a clinician. Because I'm going to tell you right now, even in the Western medical field, there's a fertility clinic that I work with here in Houston, and they have been incredibly successful from the standpoint of the business side, incredibly successful. And the two people who are the most responsible for that success no longer see patients. They're actually definitely retired from the clinical side. But when they were seeing patients, it was just absolutely ridiculous how skilled they were. I mean, I would watch some of the things that they would do with the patients and the protocols they came up with, and having seen, hundreds of other patients going to hundreds of other, not hundreds of other doctors, but several other doctors, and the kind of things that those doctors were doing, these guys were at least a decade, if not more, ahead. And they were doing things in a powerful way, because the same mindset that was creating their success in the business side of things, which was what? Their intuitive thinking skills, their application of learned mistakes and principles. The application of learned mistakes and principles. What does that mean? It means that you're out there doing shit and you're actually making mistakes. Why? Because you're taking action, and then you apply that in your field. That same skill works both clinically and in the business sense. The ability to rapidly and decisively implement common sense solutions to problems that present themselves in real time. Again, there are the doctors that are more knowledge driven, who just do protocol A, protocol B, protocol C. If you don't fit protocol A, we're going to put you in protocol B. And if you don't fit B, we're going to put you in C. And if you don't fit one of those three, we don't know what the fuck to do, because we don't have the ability to rapidly and decisively implement anything outside of our knowledge. Or maybe we have the ability, but we're just afraid to do it because We're afraid what other people are going to think. We're afraid that not going to work. Fear. So I would say that really the biggest leverage point for developing power is learning to navigate the terrain of fear. And I would say calmly and non-reactively. The biggest leverage point of developing power is learning to calmly and non-reactively navigate the terrain of fear. Because most of the time, what you're afraid of isn't real. And I've seen this in medicine. People are afraid to try something new. Why? Simply because of a thought in their head that something might happen. Not because there's any proof that what they are thinking about trying is in any way dangerous or detrimental or will cause any type of negative outcome whatsoever. So what they're actually afraid of is their own thought. They're just afraid of their own narrative. Learning how to calmly and non-reactively navigate that terrain and sustain your rational thought is the biggest leverage point for power, both as a practice owner and as a practicer of medicine. So that's going to be the end of this episode.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.